During an appointment to prepare teeth for a restoration, it often happens, and quite rightly, that the patient asks me, "Doctor, why did we decide to file down natural teeth to replace the tooth that have been missing for many years, or the one we just had to extract?" Sometimes we choose to prepare, that is, reduce or file down healthy teeth, especially in the posterior areas of the mouth, to replace one or more missing teeth. We do this because those teeth can act as reliable supports or pillars precisely to avoid implant surgery. In many cases, a bridge is a valid solution, sometimes even better than an implant when it is properly indicated. In other situations, however, doing so would be a mistake, especially in the anterior aesthetic areas, since implants are now considered a safe and effective treatment. Everything depends on whether it is possible to place an implant in that specific location, assuming there are no local contraindications such as insufficient bone volume or density, general contraindications. In fact, the patient must be healthy and should not be taking medications that interfere with bone biology and so on. Let me explain it with a drawing and an action. Here I am using the same drawing as before. In this case, I have already inserted the anatomical variations of the patient you will see in the X-ray. The maxillary sinus in the patient is extremely expanded in this direction. This area is essentially empty, so an implant cannot be inserted and stabilized immediately. First, a bone graft would be necessary, what is called a maxillary sinus lift, to create enough bone for the implant. The graft typically takes 7, 8, or even 9 months to ossify, and only afterward could the implant be placed. In this case, however, where 2 teeth are missing, one here and one here, we can create a single bridge. We first repair the large filling on this tooth and restore it properly. Then we place a crown on this tooth and another crown on the adjacent one, connected to these 2 teeth. As a single unit, we add the missing tooth and the other missing tooth. And this way, we use these 2 natural teeth as pillars to support 2 missing teeth. The 2 supporting teeth are crowned and the 2 missing teeth are replaced. This is the most intelligent use of a bridge on natural teeth, because in this situation, we were essentially forced to choose the solution. There can also be other situations like this. Here you can see the real case that I drew before. This is the maxillary sinus, which is very pneumatized, meaning it is largely hollow. Because of this, we cannot place an implant here, since it would be positioned in an empty space. Instead, we can place a crown on this tooth. This is actually beneficial because the tooth has a large filling, and although it is still vital, it would benefit from protection. We crown this tooth, add the missing tooth, which is, in this case, is a molar, therefore a larger one, and crown this other tooth, which is a slightly rotated premolar that can also be improved prosthetically. At the same time, you can add the missing tooth in this position as well. So, in the end, we have a 4-unit bridge: 2 supporting teeth and 2 replacement teeth, 4 new teeth with the correct shape and function. The correct answer is obviously not, because that's how it has always been done. Traditional bridge is built on adjacent teeth that become structural pillars. This means transforming 2 natural teeth into mechanical supports, much like the pillars of a road bridge. In some situations, this can make sense. For example, when the teeth are already compromised, root canal treated, or heavily restored, or when, as we saw earlier, there is not enough bone to stabilize an implant. However, filing down perfectly healthy teeth just to replace a missing tooth is not the most biological conservative choice now, especially considering how well implants work today. The real question is not bridge or implant. The real question is how much natural tissue am I sacrificing and what will be the long-term consequences.